Hey guys, today we are going to talk fireplaces, really the 4 different types of fireplaces that you can do, what we are doing in this house here, and to kind of cover the pros and cons of each type of fireplace you may put in a home you're either building, a home you're remodeling or renovating. So here you go, 4 types of fireplaces, pros and cons, and my thoughts on all the above. Let's talk about wood fireplaces, the most common type of fireplace in a home. But there are different versions of wood burning fireplaces. So you can have a fully built masonry unit where you would have masons come in, use fire brick, build the whole unit, including the chimney that goes up through the roof. What's more common these days is some type of insert, or in the case of this kind of unit, a prefab, almost a Lego style masonry unit. This is all real masonry block. We have to have our masons put it together, but it is all fabricated to be put together piece by piece. So they have to come out, build it with mortar, but it's all the parts are there ready to go. It's a full masonry unit. It will get a liner in it that makes it look pretty. Fireplace company then puts the metal flue pipe on it. In the case of this one, while it is a wood burner, it is actually going to get gas logs in it. So down here, we have something called a knockout. This will allow the plumbers to run a gas line through here and allow the homeowners to use gas logs, or if they didn't want to use gas logs and just wanted the gas pipe in here for a starter, they can do that. So it is a wood burning unit. To be wood burners, you need a certain type of chimney flue. It has to be big enough pipe to handle the heat and the embers. You have, with wood burners, dampers, to be able to open and close the damper on this big flue pipe when you're not burning a fire and when you are burning a fire. And so here, this is a Mason Light. Another company is Isokern. These units, we're able to get these in very big units if we want. I think this is the 48-inch unit. They make them even larger. So with wood burning fireplaces, you can get some good size units. So we have taken a look at that unit here that's on the inside of this house. Now I want to show you another wood burning unit that's going on the back patio. Now, what we have out here, it's not installed yet, but we've got a wood burning insert. So an insert is considered an appliance. It is a manufactured, as you can see behind me, it's got a metal skin around the whole thing. It comes out pre-constructed and then it gets put in the hole. It does also use a big metal flue pipe because, again, it is burning wood. It is an open box wood burning fireplace. And as we get down here right now, it's all metal on the inside, but you can see this right here. We are going to have this liner all through it. And when this is put in, has stone all around it, it is really not going to look any different than the interior fireplace. It's just a different style, a different way of doing this. Insert fireplaces are very common. They are generally more affordable. They're just one unit that comes out and gets installed. This, as you see, has stainless steel everywhere. It's meant to be an outdoor unit so it won't rust or corrode over time. And so I'll shoot some more video after this gets put in so you can see what it looks like. And then once we have all the stone facade done around it, you'll see that it looks, like a stone fireplace once it's in place. So that is a wood burning insert fireplace. Now there is another kind of wood burning fireplace called an EPA fireplace. You can think of this as almost like a wood oven. I've done a few of these. They have an actual door that closes and it does look like a wood oven. It is a fireplace that is meant to be able to be closed. It burns really hot. Even did one not too far from this house I'm in where we had some ducts that went to 2 separate rooms in the house that had fans that pulled heat out of that EPA fireplace and actually dumped it in to the other rooms. Those were pretty expensive, and I'm not honestly sure, if you see a return here in Texas. We do get cold, but it's for 3-4 days and then it warms back up. So how much you're going to really use a fireplace like that here, I can't say, but those are available, EPA fireplaces. They are generally quite a bit more expensive than inserts. However, these types of prefabbed fireplaces that get put together are a little bit pricey also. So those are really the types of wood fireplaces that are out there. Now I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of wood fireplaces. There's one type of fireplace I just realized I forgot to mention, and that is an electric fireplace. They're not really true fireplaces because there's nothing burning, but these days some of the electrics look great. You know how it is. There's so many materials these days. They make tile that looks like wood, and so they're doing that with these electric fireplaces where they look really good. If you walked in, sometimes you don't know it's not a real gas log fireplace burning. So those can be optional. I've actually done a few in a few houses. Generally speaking, people are still using fireplaces, but electrics are an option. So what are the pros or the benefits of a wood fireplace? Well, there are several of them. Price can be one of them. If you are getting a lower end insert unit, they are very inexpensive. Okay, so if you are in a starter home builder's house, they will probably have the kind of cheap wood burning insert. Those are a few $100s. You know, they have some screens on them, and yeah, when you're on a budget, that's a great way to have a wood burning fireplace. Another advantage of a wood burning fireplace is that it burns wood. So for those people that like to burn real wood, think of it as the person that likes a real Christmas tree over a fake Christmas tree. There's advantages to both. Most people that like the real Christmas tree just like that it's real. And it's the same with people that like wood burning fireplaces. It is just, you're able to burn real wood. There are people that are on land that have a lot of wood that they constantly need to chop down and store, and especially when you're living in cold climates and you're burning a lot of fires, that can be something you may want, a wood burning fireplace. Another advantage is kind of a cosmetic thing, but it's the reason, even though we are doing gas logs in this fireplace behind me, they wanted a wood burning fireplace because they wanted the open front. Gas fireplaces, sealed gas fireplaces, have glass on them, and so they are not the same thing as this. You know, an open, true open front fireplace, whether you're burning wood in it or putting gas logs in it, aesthetically, it feels a little more rustic, a little more fireplace-like, I guess. And so that is one reason people like wood fireplaces. They just like the open front of them. Another advantage with a wood fireplace is you can somewhat control the type of fire you're burning. Put more wood in there, get a bigger fire, put less, get a smaller fire. You're able to kind of adjust the way you do the fire and the way you want it to look. So those are the advantages of a wood burning fireplace. So what are the cons? What are the disadvantages of a wood fireplace? Well, it's actually quite a few. A lot more work to start a fire. And by that, you have to go get the wood, you have to put it in the fireplace, you have to start it. So there again, if you do have a gas pipe, gas starter in the fireplace, that can help. If you don't, you have to start that fire yourself. And so that is certainly more work. You also cannot extinguish the fire immediately if you need to leave the house for some reason and you've got a roaring fire. That fire is going to have to burn itself out. So unlike gas units, which you can turn on and off, this you're going to have to let that fire burn out, you know, on its own. Some other cons or disadvantages of wood burners: a lot more maintenance. You are going to burn wood, which is going to leave ashes, which are going to have to be cleaned out. You also have the flue damper. So in the event that you start a fire, forget to open the damper, guess what? Smoke comes into the house, right? Everybody that has had a wood burning fireplace has had that happen. On the flip side, if you forget to close the damper, you literally have an opening from the inside of your house, which we have gone to great lengths to stop air penetration back and forth. And now we've got a huge pipe with a big hole to the outside. So not the most efficient setup. Even when that damper's closed, it's pretty leaky. So a real wood fireplace from an efficiency standpoint is not nearly as efficient as a sealed gas fireplace. Another disadvantage of a wood burning unit would be safety. You do have a real fire with an open front or maybe just some screens on it, so you can have live embers come out into the room. You also, in theory, could have live embers go out of a chimney and land somewhere and start a fire. That's pretty rare, but obviously those are potential downsides to a wood burning fireplace. With wood burners, they can be kind of hybrid nature. As we discussed, this one's going to get gas logs in it. It's still a wood burning fireplace, but we're putting gas logs in it. A true gas fireplace, a sealed unit, is a gas fireplace that has glass on front. It is what we call a direct vent fireplace. So those are insert units, pre-manufactured appliances that come out. They have the glass on the front. They get the gas logs inside of them, and they do not use these big flue pipes. They don't need the dampers that wood burners have. And so they're also automatic. You usually have a switch on a wall or even a remote that will start them up. Depending on the type of unit, they can even have lights in them. You can get traditional styles that look very realistic. You can get what we'd call linear fireplaces, which have become very popular with modern homes. They are wide and not very tall, kind of like a slot. Imagine a 60-inch wide fireplace that's only 12 or 14 inches tall. Those have a contemporary look to them, and people really like those. I've done some of those where they've got, instead of the embers in them, they've got the kind of beaded glass in them that can change colors with LED lights and everything. So some really cool things with the gas fireplaces. Gas fireplaces have their pros, their advantages, and their cons also, depending on what you want in a fireplace and what matters to you. What are the advantages of sealed gas fireplaces? Well, first off, they are sealed. They are more efficient. You do not have a big flue pipe with a damper that if it's open, all your air is going in and out of your house through this huge pipe. They are more efficient from an energy standpoint. They actually put out a really good amount of heat, especially if you have a blower motor. So you can put a blower motor on a sealed gas fireplace that will actually pull the hot air and blow it out into the room. And those gas fireplaces put out a crazy amount of heat. Actually, I would say more than a wood fireplace, depending on the size of the unit. And obviously you could load one up with wood, maybe get a little more heat out of it. But the gas fireplaces, people think don't put out much heat. They actually do. Another advantage is their convenience. This is probably the number one advantage because they amount to flipping a switch to turn them on, flipping a switch to turn them off. And so there is no going out and getting wood, starting a fire. There's no ability for smoke to get pulled into the house if you forget to open the damper. Basically, it's kind of a turn on, turn off. That's the other thing too. You've got a roaring gas fireplace fire going. You need to run out to go pick up the kid, boom, turn it off and it's off. You haven't left the house with a running fireplace. And so from that standpoint, they are very convenient. They come in several different models, which is a nice convenience. And they are basically zero maintenance. I mean, you're not burning real wood. There aren't ashes left over, not anything to clean. Over a long period of time, you may need some maintenance done on the igniter and things like that, but it's minimal compared to what you're going to go through with a wood fireplace. Another advantage of sealed gas fireplaces, while they will use a pipe to vent out, it's not a big thing like this. It does not require a chimney on the roof. Why is that an advantage? Well, it's a cost thing. You just have a little metal pipe that comes up through the roof. It doesn't need to be way above certain ridge lines of the roof the way a wood burner would be. So with a wood burning fireplace, we have to have a chimney that goes out because there could be live embers going up through the flue pipe and ultimately going out of it. And so you need to be so high above your roof line. That's why chimneys are built. When we have a sealed gas fireplace, we just have the metal pipe that goes up through the roof. It doesn't have to be that high. So you don't have to do chimneys. It's going to save on cost. Now, some people like chimneys, and if that's the case, then go for it. You can still do a chimney with a gas fireplace, but you don't need to. So that's another advantage. What are the disadvantages or the cons to a sealed gas fireplace? You're not getting the open, the real wood look like you would get with a wood burner. That's one of the big ones, is cosmetic. Some people don't like the look of the glass on the fireplace, and so that's just something that, again, the live Christmas tree versus the fake Christmas tree, a couple different ways to do the same thing. Gas fireplaces, I would say, are safer than wood burning fireplaces because you don't have a live open flame where embers could get out into the house or even go through the chimney. With a sealed gas fireplace, everything is sealed in the unit, and so you won't have any of those kind of issues. In the end, you can't go wrong with either type of fireplace, whether it's a wood burner where you are going to burn wood, whether it's a wood burner that you're going to put gas logs in, or whether it's a sealed fireplace that you just want to be able to flick a button to turn it on and turn it off. It's, different ways to do the same thing, basically. And again, you even have the electric and the EPA fireplaces should you really want to put more heat out into the house. I hope this video about fireplaces was helpful. I'm not with my videos trying to sell fireplaces or convince anybody to use any certain type of unit. Same with a lot of these videos I do. It's really about education. I think the more people know about these types of things, especially when they are building homes, especially custom homes, it's going to help them a lot. There are a lot of different options, even with fireplaces. So you have to decide what's important to you, whether it's price, aesthetics, heat, all the above. But hopefully this video was educational for you. We appreciate you watching. We got more to come. See you soon.